Greetings to my team of 144, all Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Wayshores. Today is 5/4/2019. Happy new moon in Taurus. The divine feminine energies are coming in strong and swift. This is the new moon of Taurus. It has to do with the organ of the throat chakra, the voice. You might want to sing and chant. Some people are feeling the throat energies opening. Might feel like something's in your throat expanding or compressing or whatnot. The energy of purple is coming in, the violet waves, the violet purple. That's one of the spiritual colors, the divine. It's the highest on the one of the highest, you got at the top of the electromagnetic spectrum, or the highest chakra in the physical, non-physical paradigm. Purple. Yes, Angel, you got something else to transmit? Sometimes I just have to let him speak. Speak his little mind there. Or big mind, I should say. So the purple energies. A lot of royalty wear purple. You see that in a lot of spiritual. Sometimes the Dalai Lama. He wasn't finished yet. Where are you? He wants to get closer. Come on. Tell the world how much you love them. I let him speak. I do not want to interrupt deity. Yes, sir. Okie dokes. He had to get real close to give that one. Okay, he just gave you a nose kiss. So this purple energy, many people are experiencing this. These purple waves, the purple rain, the rainbow waves. So many codes were coming in again last night. I went into the unknown, the Nawal, with my consciousness. I should check this. Sorry here. You have to be careful in these times of strangeness of what you are doing. So it's time to speak your truth, whatever that may be. And this divine feminine energy, my cat's trying to make me laugh. He's trying to bring my clown out. Clowning. So the divine goddess codes, the divine energy, the feminine is stepping forward. The feminine is manifesting her truth. Gaia is ascending with us. The Gaia energies are coming in strong. Today I saw my first baby creatures of the spring of the new season. They were the cutest little geese. I guess you get the Canada goose, the Canada geese. The cutest little yellow puff balls waddling around. They're one of my favorites. They're like a little ball of fur or feathers, but they're fuzzy, real fuzzy feathers. They're little angels running around, having fun. So you should get out into nature if you can. Go to a nature preserve. You'll start seeing, and especially the next couple weeks, the main migration, or a huge migration, like the second and third week of May, especially in the area I'm at. Right on the coast of the lake area. Main migration goes through and stops. People come from all over the world to a place called McGee Marsh. Especially a lot of birders, you know, the warblers hang out there, and they're some of the prettiest coloring and songbirds. They're amazing little angels, which I saw several in the last few days. They're starting to come through, but the mass migration is second, third week of May. So last night, in a vision dream, my cat's gonna try and do something here. Okay, buddy. He wants his kisses. He gets very upset if he doesn't get his daily doses of kitty kisses. So the divine goddess energy was coming in, and this vision showed me the twisting of the truth that has been manifest from the dark ones, turning the goddess energy into something negative, something evil, something dark. And it was a disturbing visual. But that energy, even though love has won, love always wins, there's still some of the dark energies, dark ones, trying to hold on to that old story of, you know, the feminine being a bad thing, the goddess being a negative thing or an evil thing, and seeing that programming deep into the consciousness of humanity. One thing that came to mind was, you know, the concept of man being on top, or man being the leader. And a shaman once told me that every good shaman has a powerful woman, like every male shaman, because there are female shamans. My Sifu was trained from a young age by a female Mongolian shaman in the Blue Wolf clan. You can find out more about him on primordialalchemist.com, and I teach his lineage, his system called Kunlun. So most people, you know, perception, you usually see a shaman as a male figure. And like my Sifu says, that you don't choose to be a shaman. The celestials, the higher dimensionals choose you. You have to go through a death process. Like when he was 6, he got struck by lightning, and they opened up his, what they call the sky eye. It's like between the third eye and the upper crown. It's the vision, the seer. Sorry, I have a couple distractions here. So the shaman had mentioned that every powerful male shaman always has a divine feminine behind him, a counterpart. What is going on here? These energies are so intense. So the woman is the power, the man is the force in some traditions. Now I know some people want to debate or contradict that. There's all possibilities in infinite timelines, so people get stuck in the particular timeline that their consciousness is trapped in. But I look into the Akash of all timelines, so I don't debate people, because some people say Jesus and Mary Magdalene got together and had a child, or Jesus and Magdalene were, you know, she was his disciple and He was uplifted. You know, you hear every scenario. You know, the Holy Grail is the womb, and they had a child together. Yes, and one timeline. Anything you can imagine, based on quantum physics, says that it is happening somewhere in some timeline, in some multiverse, in a universe of infinite multi-dimensions. There's zero limitation. It's time to get out of that. We're only one potential, one story, one timeline. It's all stories. Anything you can imagine is happening somewhere. So depending on what timeline you're in, if someone else is experiencing that there were offspring, the Merovingian clan, then that exists. It might not be in your timeline, but it could be in that person. So that's where the end of judging begins, when you stop, bring an end to picking and choosing, like this is right, that's wrong. I mean, obviously we don't hurt others. We're compassionate to the best of our abilities, to the highest light. So one of these, the divine goddess was very powerful in the ancient Indian traditions from, India, the Hindu goddesses. And if you look at part of the alchemy, the divine, I've trained in the Taoist, what they call sexual alchemy. It's, the divine feminine, masculine come together to uplift each other to the highest bliss, to the highest orgasm. I try to use words to not offend people, but you must realize no matter what you put out there, I know we try to pick and choose words so you don't offend this person or that person, but the thing is, no matter what information you put out, and this is especially for people that want to speak your truth, and you might get upset that someone's offended or contradicts or wants to debate, no matter what you say or put out there, there's always going to be, I don't want to say always, but in this timeline, at this moment, until all beings awaken, there's going to be people that are offended by something you say. I mean, I'll talk for a half hour and someone will pick out one word like my or mine or this or that, and say, how could you say that? It's like, did you miss the point? I don't get upset, it's just people want to have their voice and opinion, but most people resonate with what I say, and most of my listeners are the divine feminine anyways, who are in touch with the love that's within them, so they understand what I'm saying. It's people that don't understand or take it the wrong way that get offended, so that's okay. We accept all beings into this realm. It's what makes the world go around. So someone got offended the other day that I cleared my throat and was swearing at me. It's like, it just happened spontaneously. I can't control it, man. So one of the concepts, the Kama Sutra is a divine sacred, the sutras were from source, from divinity, from the sacred. There's the Heart Sutra, the Kama Sutra. The sutras were sacred text. And the Kama Sutra, if you look it up, was divine sexual alchemy between male and female. The masculine, feminine energies. And when the Western mind went into India, they were flabbergasted, because they were so used to the masculine energy being dominant, and they were seeing in these images and in the people's spiritual practices the woman on top, and that's why they call, these missionaries came in there. The missionaries went to try to, when the British and the Catholics and Christians and whomever went into India to try and convert that culture, to try to take over for their resources or whatnot. The British obviously occupied India for many years. That's where Gandhi came into manifestation to help his people to free them from the occupation of a invading force. So these missionaries came in and tried to convert the culture, convert their awareness to a male-dominated culture, society. That's why, you know, in the sexual genre, whatever you want to call it, the missionary style is the man on top and the woman on bottom. That's the only way, you know, some people, any other way is evil. You know, that's evil if a woman is on top position. It's like, are you really that antiquated or blind? Or, you know, it's a balance of energy. You know, sometimes the man goes higher, sometimes lower, the woman on top. You know, it's like, why limit yourself to one thing, one deity, one position, one da-da-da-da-da, on and on and on. It's like, my way's the right way, everything else is wrong. It's like, that's the old way. That's the old 3D matrix, which that's dissolving. So these ancient sacred traditions are coming back into manifestation, but at a higher level. And it was all about suppressing the feminine. And you see this throughout a lot of the propaganda, especially in Hollywood and the music industry, and, you know, with this concept of the goddess being of the negative, the goddess being an evil thing or a bad thing. Because there's good factions and then there's dark or bad, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm not here to label or make labels, just reference points, like people in Hollywood. It's not all bad, just like in everything. You know, there was a book a friend of mine made me aware of called The Sociopath Next Door, where basically this woman, after years and years of research, she was a psychologist or some field of psychology, and her conclusion was that 10% of the population were sociopaths. So she tried to make people aware of what it was and how to put up boundaries and how to protect yourself from that kind of predatory energy that tries to feed on the empaths. And I'm sure most people that listen to my videos have had multiple run-ins with sociopaths. So some people are going to try to debate me about or conflict with me on this, you know, the shaman having a woman behind them. I look at everything from all angles. So when I say that, we should say most shamans have a powerful woman. I know there's shamans out there that are solitary, that live on the outskirts of society, that their medicine is so strong they can't even live with the people. And the medicine is their chi, their energy, their life force. And those are the ones that seem the craziest, because they're more in the nawal than the tonal. They're more in the unknown than the known. So their energy is so strong that if they lived among the people, it would actually harm them. It's like a too high of a frequency. You know, it's too high of a current. So they would live on the outskirts, and when the people would need them, they would come in to do their healing and then retreat. Just like Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse was one of the most powerful shamans, medicine men of the Lakota Sioux. Now, if you want to learn more about him, I'll put a link below the video. One of the greatest books to me written about him was Black Elk Speaks. And that was his cousin, Black Elk. And he talked about, well, he told his story, you know, when he was at Little Bighorn, or the Battle of, am I saying that right? Little Bighorn. You know, when you read thousands of books, you forget more than you remember. So yeah, the Battle of Little Bighorn, the Lakota and other Plains Indians, that's where Custer's last stand. That was, Crazy Horse led the the people, led the warriors of the Plains tribes in that battle. And Black Elk was there. He was, I think, a teenager, early teens, maybe 13. So he experienced it. He knew Crazy Horse well. It's an amazing story. And he talked about that Crazy Horse's medicine was so strong, his power, his chi, that he had to change his horse 3 times a day or the horse would die. That's how strong his medicine, that energy that emanated off of him. Although he led his people and was a very powerful healer, shaman, it could have a negative effect if and entities, energies were exposed to it. And he talked about how Crazy Horse was in many, many battles, hundreds and hundreds of battles, and to get the warriors of the tribes riled up, the white troops, or I mean, there were a mix of troops, I mean, led by Custer, who was a Caucasian dude, a white guy, obviously, you know that story, I'm sure. They would line up with their guns loaded, 150, 100, 200 people, and as the natives would ride their horses at them, they would, you know, shoot them down, and what he would do is ride back and forth in front, fully exposed, in front as they're shooting their guns off, 50, 100 at a time. He never once got hit by a bullet. That's how strong his medicine was. And then what actually killed him, one of his own troops betrayed him, but he saw it in a vision. He knew it was coming, and he had to give up because it was just, they were, the whites, you know, the Europeans or whatever you want to call them, were coming in waves and waves, and he knew that it was in the end a losing battle. But he also had the vision that the native culture, the native people would rise back up, not to fight, but to live in peace and harmony, and so Black Elk, his whole life, he became a medicine man as he got older, and after Crazy Horse was killed and the people were put on reservations and whatnot, he really despised, you know, the Europeans, the British, the whites, you know, until he met John Neidhart, who was helping the Native Americans, and he realized that here's these people who made his people miserable, that really cared and was trying to help, and so he told his story to him, and that's where the book was written. So that's worth reading. Now, one last thing before I read the latest transmission from Michael Love, and then I'll do an energy transmission. Okay, maybe not one last thing, but a lot of energies flowing through, a lot of frequencies here. But if you want to learn more about the Taoist sexual healing, sexual alchemy, and the key is really relaxation, you know, for the man to be relaxed, the woman to be relaxed, that there's practices to keep the body relaxed, to keep the energy flowing, and to keep building the bliss. And one of the keys is relaxation, but you can check out Mantak Chia, that's M-A-N-T-A-K, and then Chia, C-H-I-A, like Chia Pet. He's from China, he's a Taoist master. One of my students went and trained with him, but he has a lot of videos, and some of his students teach his healing arts, you know, Qigong, and if you want to study that and learn more about the Qigong and the healing arts and the divine sexual alchemy. And Barry Long also had a very good CD series and books on divine sexual love, which is beyond, it's the physical. And he had a system of practice that man, woman could do, or partners, you know, it doesn't have to be could be whoever your lover is in that case. Barry I was looking up the name. Yeah, Making Love, Sexual Love, The Divine Way by Barry Long. I'll put that link in the description. It's a 2 CD set. Let's see here. So after last night, I know some people were commenting that they were getting some codes coming in, some divine codes. So after I had that image of the darkness that has been projected onto the divine feminine to create the fear, the conflict, the negativity, the concept of evil. Just like the story of Adam and Eve. Eve betrayed, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's always, you know, the patriarchy has these stories of woman betraying man. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a bit because these frequencies and codes are coming in, and then also these energies and these concepts are flowing directly at me from source. So I'm trying to be coherent. But there's a few points I didn't want to miss. So last night, after I had that vision, then I went back into the void. I went into that stillness, that darkness, and the codes started coming in again. They were like white on a black background again. At first they were just lines. A couple nights ago, they started forming sacred geometric patterns. In the codes, you know, they were like almost binary, like zeros and ones, but more of a flow, so creating sacred geometry. And then last night, and they're becoming more complex and more beautiful, almost like the messages in the waters when that divine sound, the divine frequency goes into the water. It creates this beautiful sacred geometry. So this is what the codes are doing, and then they're uplifting our DNA. They're upgrading, they're enhancing, we could say it. Sometimes it's hard to find the right word, because words sometimes lose their meaning over time. So these codes last night, as they were forming their sacred geometry, they started spinning like in a vortex. And I was carried in that vortex and holding on to the avatar and the energy while navigating the Nawal and the unknowable with my consciousness, with my awareness, and then bringing it back into this realm. So I think for now, that's all I wanted to cover. I'm going to I wanted to thank everyone for leaving comments, sharing these videos, liking. We reached 8,000 subscribers, which I'm very grateful for each and every one of you for helping to achieve that. It's just one milestone amongst many. I wanted to thank everyone joining us in the CBD business. We're up to, I think, 156 people on our team. And that's to help bring this vision of the healing center in Ecuador. And I'm trying to keep up with all the emails. I'm putting people in our rotation for traffic to help everyone to build their business. It's going to take some time. And I'll start doing some teachings and some live stuff here soon. So you can get that link in the description below if you want to be part of that project. I'm starting with I'm raising some funds. I have several people that want to invest. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be a blueprint that can be duplicated throughout the realm. And I have a lot of the codes and the visions of what it will be, so you can check that out. on primedisclosure.com. There's Tao de Ecuador, and CBD business are links at the top. And then also I put links in the description below this video. So today, Earth Alliance update. Actually, this is from last night. Earth Alliance update 532019. So depending on when you're watching this video, it's either you're going to be in the new moon energies tomorrow, or it could be today or yesterday, depending on when you watch this video. The 5-5 is a Stargate. It's a major portal. The Divine Feminine is going to really start magnifying, multiplying, manifesting that divine love fully into the new Earth. So 11:11 p.m. Eastern Seaboard Time, Earth Alliance update. The new Earth crystalline light matrix formation was greatly strengthened over the last 7 Earth days by recent powerful Pleiadian Starchakra 5D gamma pulses. The energy signature of this new 5D matrix is now fully detectable, measurable, and visible on Earth's Schumann resonance graphs. Notice the fine, white energetic thread lines referred to as light-encoded crystalline energy filaments imprinted on the enhanced Schumann resonance image, which is the image that I have on this video. Also notice that these geomagnetic energy lines reach all the way to the 40 Hz marker on the Schumann resonance chart. It's right in front of our eyes. He who has spiritual eyes to see and know, let him see. Do you understand the incredible implications of all of this? Recent decoded higher dimensional data proves that the 5th dimension resonates at exactly 40 to 100 Hz, which correlates with the gamma state of consciousness. The gamma state of consciousness is the bliss heaven state of being. A dimension is simply a state of consciousness or state of being that is made manifest through and out of our bodies as the outwardly perceived reality or world of matter material. The Earth Alliance now officially reports, for the first time in modern history, the real beginning formation of a 40 Hz 5D level crystalline energy framework referred to as the new 5D light matrix or the crystalline grid. In religious terms, you could say for sure that the kingdom of heaven is coming and it's already here. The Christ is also coming and is here. Yes, this is the high vibrational energetic anointing that is coming into this world. The central sun gamma light has come into the 3D matrix and has filled every dark space with advanced high vibrational cosmic light data. As we said above, this new 5D light matrix is being formed by not only our higher evolved beings that are deflecting it here from the central sun, but in conjunction with the 4.5 billion starseeds stationed on Earth, who are acting as literal energetic bridges connecting Earth to heaven. This high-frequency light data must be anchored into the crystalline core of Gaia before the new Earth matrix can be formed. This is where the starseeds of Earth, the ground crew, come in. We bring this divine light information down into our bodies, stored in our cells, then transmit it back out again as the new 5D reality. The scattered, superintelligent living, Akashic light data of the universe emanates from the great central sun at 12D source, is transmitted on down to the great central sun. I messed that up. So the great sun, which is in 12D source, is transmitted down to the great central sun at the galactic core, then further down to Earth's sun, then sent on solar rays to planet Earth. This encoded light data is then received by our etheric body receiver, transduced and carried electromagnetically from your etheric field into your cells, all the way down to the quantum DNA level, and imprinted as bioprogramming language into your genome. This process is referred to as DNA sequencing, DNA recoding, or DNA upgrading activation. Do you see why you are here now and how important you are? Without you, there would be no one to bring this light into this world, store it in the body, and transmit it back out for all humanity, assisting them in their higher consciousness and spiritual evolution. The kingdom of heaven, 5D, can only come from where it is, all around you and inside of you, so you are the bringer of it to the earth. This is the most amazing time in human history to be present on Earth, as you are living witnesses to the true beginning of the Golden Age. As this awesome galactic weekend kicks off, star nations all around our solar system are finalizing work on Operation Starchakra to change the frequency modulation around planet Earth so that advanced cosmic information can flow into your amazing human bodies and bring forth the blinding white light of the kingdom of heaven and new earth. Thank you for coming to Earth at this time and for volunteering on this grand mission. Only the most elite beings in the universe can do what you are doing, so stand up strong and be proud of your service to all of humanity and to all the great beings of the cosmos. Godspeed, great ones, Michael and the Pleiadians. So you can monitor the Schumann resonance live on 5dearthproject.com. It's under Space Weather Tools. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. Thank you for listening. I'm going to end this with some light code frequencies. One last thing before I do that, I wanted to mention another thing from the great teacher Barry Long. You can get his book, The Way In. I'll have that in the link below this description too. He would say that all manifestation is a projection out from the spacesuit, and then it reflects back into it. And by the spacesuit, he meant the avatar, the physical body, that all of your reality is a projection out from that spacesuit. And it's a spacesuit because it's a temporary suit that we wear for this mission, for this experiment, whatever you want to call this life. And it's surrounded by space, you know, the emptiness that surrounds you, and then the emptiness within you, the void, and the stillness that's within. So everything projects out from your form, from that still white magnetic light at the center of your being, and expands out to the ends of the universe, to the known verse. And you ground deep into the Nawal, the unknown, fully integrated in the unknowable. So I'm going to go deep. You can take a deep breath. Go deep into that still center in your heart chakra. You might feel the opening of the star chakra above your crown. I was feeling it earlier today as these energies were coming in. We had another day of deep fog, the dragon's breath coming in, the mists of Avalon, the mists of the new earth, the divine feminine energies, and they're just going to keep coming in stronger and stronger, these divine feminine, through this amazing month of May. So I'm going to go deep into that void, into the stillness. As the codes come in, I'll see the codes and then I'll transmit them with frequencies through this device and through the web connected to you. So feel the love and the bliss and the joy that's within you, and let go of all past, all future, all separation. Portals within you are opening, the central channel is flowing with divine grace, divine light, the glorious light of Prime Creator, Mother, Father, God, the unknowable source, the unborn mind of Buddha. Smile into the middle Dantian, the threefold heart flame at the center of your being. Feel the bliss of joy lifting you higher and higher to the top of the mountain as you ground deep into the earth. So smile, 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 ground, ground, ground. The sacred divine spirit moves through you, awakening every cell, encoding your DNA with the highest light, the highest life, with the golden light, the golden Buddha, the golden Christ. The silver gate is opening, the silver gate is here. Divine feminine through the moon, through the silver cord, through the silver ray. Allow the energies to carry you to the highest mountaintop, to ground deep into Gaia. If these frequencies or energies are too much for your energy body, stand barefoot on the earth, ground deep into the earth. Push your tongue straight up into the roof of your mouth, especially if you start feeling the vortex, if you start spinning. Ground, ground, ground. Smile, smile, smile. Go into the waters stand barefoot on the grass or the dirt, on Gaia's energy body, the electron field that surrounds the earth. Close your eyes and see the still white magnetic light at the center of your being, the great central sun of your universe. The unknowable source, the great mystery, that which is beyond all concepts. You feel it, you be it, it is your presence, it is your pure awareness. Okay, now I'm going to have to go ground into Gaia. So thank you all for joining us, the team today, the Wayshores, Lightworkers, and Starseeds. Keep shining your beautiful light, riding the rainbow waves. You are the portal from the higher realms, on earth as it is in heaven. So we are transmitting through our heart center out into this realm to uplift all of humanity and all beings through all universes and all timelines, here now, in this body, where I always am. No separation, no delusion, no duality. We are all one. We are in unity consciousness. I love you all as I am. Namaste.